Hi, this is Terry Bach, and welcome to the Rewrite Your Money Story series. I know that having the income you want often feels impossible. You work hard and you want to be paid well for that. You might even have some income goals, so maybe they're larger income goals, but it's just not happening. And you're so tired of downsizing your life to fit your income. You might even be feeling frustrated and hopeless that you'll never have the life that you really want. So I've invited some amazing experts here and to talk about shattering your income goals, how to go beyond what you thought possible. And they're each going to be talking about it from their own unique point of view. Today I've invited Kate Phillips. Kate's mission is to free people from the burden of financial stress so that they can truly live fulfilling lives. When you're with her total wealth approach, Kate loves to integrate money and mindset, personal development and personal finances, even music. Can't wait to hear about this one. Music and movement with the energy of wealth. So welcome, Kate.
Thank you so much, Terry. I am so happy to be here.
Yes, and I'm happy to have you. So what the name of your company is Total Wealth. What do you mean by total wealth?
Well, you talked about the integration, and it's all about the integration, because what I find is when you're having a challenge with money and you go and you look for solutions, the solutions tend to be very narrow and very incomplete. So maybe you learn about mindset, but then you don't learn about, well, what do you do with that mindset? Or it's about energy and meditation and visualization, and all of that is really important. But at the end of the day, you have to be doing some, the money is not just going to fall on your lap.
Darn it. Yes, darn it.
and then you go to like the personal finance stuff, and it's like spreadsheets and numbers and budgets, and it doesn't have any life to it. And I find, especially for women, that we tend to be more right brain. We tend to be more creative. Like, we've got to be integrating things. And you mentioned music. Music is one of my favorite tools. I don't think I'm going to sing for you today. I don't know. You never know. It happened once.
Really?
You never know. I'm unpredictable.
So you might break out in song, huh?
I could.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
But one of the things I love about music is that you have lyrics, which are words, but then you also have music and rhythm and melody, and these are so effective for changing our state. I mean, before I got on the call today, like, I'm in the restroom, paying attention to my makeup and brushing my hair, and and there's certain songs that I put on, so I'm dancing and just having a good old time, because energy is so important, and music expands our energy. So one of the things I've done this last year is I've partnered up with the local yoga studio and some of the yoga teachers, and we will have an event, and it will have music and movement and some kind of teaching or intention setting, because I just think that we're these whole beings, and we can't just say, just look at your spreadsheets, or just say this affirmation and everything's going to be fine.
Right. And that, like you said, that's so dry, and that just doesn't fit for everybody. And you kind of feel like you're being punished by having to write down your budget and keep track of everything. And, that's part of the equation, but certainly not all of it.
People won't go make the changes they need to make in their financial lives until we get some of the mindset we've got to pull those weeds first, and
Yes.
then
Yes.
people people can take action then when that's
Exactly.
done.
Yes. So, from your point of view, Kate, what do you see as the real reasons that people struggle with money?
Uh, yes, and they struggle no matter how much they make sometimes as
Exactly.
well.
Yes.
And I think it comes down to four things, four pillars.
Hmm. Okay.
And I call this my money maps formula because it's an acronym MAPS. And first of all, there
Okay.
is the mindset. If
Mm-hmm.
anybody's following you and the work that you do, I know that they know how important our minds are.
Right.
And it's not just our conscious minds, but of course it's our subconscious. And when I
Absolutely.
talk about mindset, I have a broader, I'm also going to include that energetic piece,
Mm-hmm.
and it includes things like attitudes and beliefs and
Right.
emotions and experiences, and how we process trauma. A lot of people have gone through financial
Absolutely.
trauma.
Yes.
How do we rise above shame? How do we have a growth mindset? Carol Dweck's work and her book is
Mm-hmm.
so important.
Right.
So mindset is the first thing. And there's a
Okay.
lot of super smart people like Tony Robbins who will tell you, like, this is 90% of success is
Absolutely.
going to come from this. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to, mindset is huge, and it affects all of the other three pillars as well.
Okay.
So the second one, it doesn't do any good to have an amazing mindset if we don't take any action.
Action.
So action is what we do and don't do, and our habits are really important here because our habits
Right.
are what we habitually do or don't do. So are we
Exactly.
mindlessly spending money? Are we shopping online and Amazon? Are we especially if you're a business owner, a self-employed, how important actions are,
Yes.
and what's your daily routine, and are you going to pick up the phone and make a sales call, or are you going to go binge watch something on Netflix? so and and there are
Depends. Yeah.
when you look at how people live their lives, there are patterns. Like, did you know that
True.
people with struggle with money, they watch way more TV than people who are wealthy? And people who
Right.
are wealthy, they read a lot more books. so
And
there are
more personal development books, I imagine.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Not
Not
like
so
Harry
much the
Potter or
Daniel
something.
Steele, yeah,
Right.
not so much the romance novels.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
some, who knows?
So do you
so
help, one of the things you do then is, do you help people see what their habits are? Because that people aren't always clear on what their habits are that aren't working for them.
That's true. That's true. Sometimes looking at what you're doing with your time and with your day, or
Right.
I'll get to another one because the fourth pillar also feeds into it very
Okay.
much. So,
Okay.
so we've got mindset, we've got action. The third pillar, and then the MAPS, MAP, stands for plan. And this is just your strategy. What are you
Mm.
doing financially? I think you maybe have read or seen my guide or know a little bit about my
Mm-hmm.
story. I lost everything in the Great Recession.
Oh,
And I had a great mindset, I I was taking
yes.
action, and I knew a lot about money.
Sure.
I was doing financial coaching back then, but I
Okay.
also had almost all of my investments were in real estate. And I bought two
Oh.
homes, one for myself, my dream home by a lake with the wraparound front porch and,
Oh.
big backyard that backed up to rolling pasture. I
Oh,
bought my
wow.
dream home in 2007, and I also bought a rental property, another rental property. It was my third at the time, probably my fourth or fifth rental property,
Wow.
both in 2007, right before the market collapsed. So I had
Mm,
a strategy that did not work. I had a
right.
strategy that caused
Right.
me to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it was really this perfect storm of,
Mm,
bad economy, some poor
right.
decisions that I had made, a strategy that didn't work, some circumstances because I had gone
Okay.
through a breakup that left me solo on my mortgage on the dream home.
Wow.
My father could suddenly no longer live independently, so I became his caregiver. And
Mm,
then my tenants, they were all caught up in the Great Recession, and some of my tenants could no longer pay rent steadily. So,
yes.
every month I was playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo on which mortgage I was
To
going to
pay.
pay.
Yeah.
And then all the
Right.
stress of that, I got extremely sick myself. And in a very short period of time, I
Mm,
went from,
wow.
hundreds of thousands in net worth to losing everything, including my
Yeah.
own home. So
Wow.
so I went through the storm, and when I then started rebuilding, I knew how important mindset was. I knew how
Sure.
essential gratitude was. I knew how important action and my daily habits were. I knew that I needed a new and different strategy. And so I started employing, all kinds of creative strategies to start making money, and in new
Okay.
ways, because
Right.
I didn't I abandoned my calling to do wealth coaching because I felt like, well, nobody wants to get advice from a woman who's just gone through foreclosure. So I created like 10 new streams of income in the next year.
Wow.
And um,
Mm,
and then the thing I learned that I had been missing all along is the
mm-hmm.
fourth pillar. And the fourth pillar is support. And
Mm,
when
yes.
we are going through a tough time or you're struggling, it is so important to have that support. And the
Mm,
support, it affects everything as well. It helps us look at our strategies and improve our strategies. It
right.
helps us keep our mindset positive and have those
Mm-hmm.
breakthroughs, where
Exactly.
where we have been blocking ourselves from abundance, but we can't even see how we've been blocking ourselves. And as
Exactly.
well,
Yes.
you asked about, how do people realize, sometimes they don't realize the actions they've been taking. And
Yes.
it's having that coach, having that mentor, having maybe a support group, a mastermind circle, that we're
Right.
able to
Yes.
have that mirror and go, oh, I need to be doing this, not that. And we
Exactly.
see that there's a better way. So it is. The other thing that's so important about support is that one of the hardest things about, and I realize people watching this, maybe you're doing fine financially and you're just trying to get to the next level, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
you've really been struggling. But when you're struggling, it is so hard to feel alone in that struggle.
Yes.
And we are taught that it's not okay
Yeah.
to talk about money. It's it's
Right.
it's a shameful thing,
There's a
and
lot
so
of shame. Yes. Yeah.
we collapse in
Yes.
shame, and then we're
Yes.
not able to own our power. We're not able to build up confidence. One of the things I say is that
Mm,
oftentimes what looks like a cash flow crisis is a crisis of confidence. And
yes. Yeah,
when
that
we
makes
can,
sense.
yeah, when we can raise our confidence, we can turn
Hmm.
that around.
And sometimes I think that support is just knowing that you're not alone and that you're not even the only one experiencing some of the feelings or some of the mindset, or other people can give you ideas of things to do because you can't do it all on your own.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. So I want to just go over that MAPS again. So it's mindset, action, plan, and support.
Absolutely. If
Okay,
you're if
that's
you're
great.
struggling with money, whoever's out there,
Right,
look at those
right.
four
Okay,
things, because there's probably a weak link in one or more of those
absolutely.
in the chain
Yes,
there.
absolutely. So you've talked about, well, let's go to beliefs. You've mentioned beliefs.
Yeah.
What are some of the types of beliefs that really kind of determine your bank account, determine how much money comes in or goes out, or any of that?
Yes.
Beliefs.
Beliefs. I think Wayne Dyer says a belief is just something we keep telling ourselves. It's just,
Yeah,
and they occur to us. That's why they're beliefs. They occur to us like the truth. And
exactly.
there are four different types of beliefs that affect really anybody out there. There's some
Okay,
additional ones that if you're a business owner or self-employed, that you've got to deal with some additional ones. But the
okay,
four types of beliefs that affect just about anybody are going to be beliefs about money. Do we think money is this bad, evil thing? Do we think that it's going to corrupt us? Do we think
okay.
what I find, especially I would say in recent years, a lot of people are pretty mad at money. They're they're they're
They're not
mad at it.
getting it.
They're not getting it, or they're suspicious about it, or they're
Right.
um, when it shows up, it's kind of like, where have you been? It's like bad dog, and so we're not
True,
we're not opening we're not welcoming money with open arms, because we
true.
have all these judgments about money, and we feel like money is this necessary evil. And there is a fantasy that a lot of people have, that if I just didn't have to deal with money, my life
Right,
would be great. So money, a lot of people envision it as the thing that keeps them from the
right.
life of their dreams. And what I invite people into is to look at money as a potential tool of transformation. And
Mm.
how can it serve you? How can just the existence, like we know the money system is corrupt. And
Right, yes,
I
yes.
can tell you that the banks are not working in your favor. But even so, even acknowledging that, I can also tell you that when we look at money as an invitation to personal growth, to spiritual growth, even if we look at money as an invitation to um, how can this help me with getting out of my comfort zone? How can money help me with teach me about discipline? What can money teach me about generosity? And the
Mm,
list can go on and on of the
true.
ways that money can serve us. So when we
Okay,
stop looking at it as the thing that keeps us from getting what we want, and we
exactly, yes.
start looking at it as, oh my gosh, like how can money partner with me? How can I partner with it in order to have the life that I want? And how can money
Exactly.
and I work together to create change in the world? Like, that's a
Right.
completely different
It is. It
belief.
is.
So
Yes.
that's the first
Okay.
type of belief, is the
Okay.
beliefs about money.
Okay.
And then
Let's.
I'm going to say beliefs about people with money. And
Mm,
Terry, I am embarrassed to admit, but I will, because my
okay.
my whole deal is unshame yourself, and I got
Right.
to call myself out. When I was, my goodness, in my 30s, I finally came face to face with the fact that I was prejudiced. I was
Mm,
prejudiced against people with money.
money.
I didn't trust them. I thought that
Mm,
something was wrong with them. And if money was somehow important to somebody, then, I just had
they're not good
Nothing.
people or
Yeah, they
something.
weren't good
Yeah.
people.
Right.
Yeah, the good
Yeah.
people. I, I was a musician, so I kind of had a little bit of the starving artist mindset going on, and then I
Sure.
was a religion major in college, so I had the whole
Wow.
money monk. Us spiritual people, we are better than you business majors. I had some,
Right.
I
Right.
had all of
Yes.
that crap
Somehow
going
you can't
on.
have money if you're spiritual. I mean, that's so common.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
it's crazy. So
Yes.
beliefs, so really look at, when you see somebody drive down the street in a Ferrari, what are
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts about them? Are you like,
Absolutely.
you go, boy or girl, whatever gender
Right.
they
Yeah.
are,
Are you
are you
jealous or
are
yeah.
you like, what a cool car? Are you like in judgment of that person? Because
Exactly.
our subconscious mind will stop us from taking the actions to become somebody that we don't admire. And
Right.
so it's a huge place where people get stuck is beliefs
Yes.
about people and judgments about, or jealousy could be that as
Yes.
well.
Jealousy.
It
Mm-hmm.
could be, oh, easy for you to say.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So what's the third type of
The
money,
third,
of beliefs
beliefs
rather?
about yourself. Oh my
Mm.
gosh. And you know, and I know in your work, I'm sure you listen as well and you hear these things that people say of,
Absolutely. Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm not good with math. I've never been good with money. My family has never been, or they may believe that because I'm a woman or because I'm a whatever,
Right.
a person of
Right.
a certain color or religion, that the deck is stacked against me. And or it could just be um
I'm not worthy. I don't deserve
yeah,
money or,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And one of the it's kind of funny things that I hear is, well, my parents never taught me about money. And do you know, I have never heard somebody give that same excuse about sex, that my
True.
parents
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
taught me about sex, so I'm a
Yeah.
56-year-old virgin. Nobody
Right.
gives that excuse. Like,
No.
if you want something, you learn about it. So it's time. If you're still blaming your parents, it's time to stop.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Identify it and then figure out a way around.
Yes. And just
Yes.
believing what you're capable of, just
Yes.
believing that, and our self-talk. I mean, you work with this all day long. How important is our self-talk? It's like,
Absolutely. Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Do we identify ourselves as somebody who can overcome challenges and
Or
rise
do you just,
above and
yeah. Or do you
break
just kind of
through?
give up on yourself and
Yeah,
say, it's too
yeah,
hard. I can't do it.
exactly.
I'm not
Ab-
smart enough. Whatever. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The
And
fourth type.
the fourth type of belief is beliefs about life. And you might
Mm,
say metaphysical beliefs, beliefs about
okay.
the nature of life and how things are. Uh, I don't know if he said it or not, but it gets attributed to Albert Einstein about, believing if I think he actually did say it. There's two sayings now mixed up in my mind, but one of them is about, do we live in a friendly universe? This is
Mm,
really what I'm talking about. Do we
okay.
believe that there is a force, whether that's God, whether that's the universe, whether it's
Right.
universal intelligence or your own higher self? Do we believe that there are forces rooting for us? Do we believe that the universe is here to support us in making the difference we are meant to
Exactly.
make, and in helping us receive in return good things that come back to us? So,
Yes.
this is the whole cycle of giving and receiving, which is the energy of wealth. Are we willing to
Exactly.
be in that energy of wealth, even when it's uncomfortable? And if you're struggling
Yes.
with money, it is uncomfortable in some way, because when we unblock that giving and receiving, that's when
Mm-hmm.
the abundance can flow. A friend of mine, Life Hansen. I'm learning to say that because he's been Leaf Hansen all of my life, but
Oh, he changed
he's
it.
changing his pronunciation now to Life Hansen.
Interesting.
He,
Okay.
he talks about a concept. He calls it pronoia, and I think this is his concept, but that paranoia. We all know what paranoia is. It's
Right.
believing that other people and forces and things are conspiring to work against us.
Right.
Pronoia is the belief that
Interesting.
things and people are conspiring to help us. Let's all be pronoia.
Wow. How cool. I love that concept. You'll have to coin
Yes,
that phrase. Yeah. Or that word.
I
Yes.
I know. So that's the
Wow.
fourth type of belief. I
Okay.
mentioned, I'm going to just super quickly mention
Yes. Yes.
that
Okay.
there are, if you're a business owner or self-employed, there are other types of beliefs that you want to be looking at.
Okay. Let's
And
hear those.
and those are beliefs about business. You know, is your belief about business? Somebody told me recently that she believes that businesses aren't likely to be profitable in the first year or
Hmm.
two. So,
Okay.
if that's
Right.
your belief, it's going to be hard to be profitable. Um,
Exactly. Okay.
Beliefs about the economy. And
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody, a very conscious person, otherwise conscious person, tell me in the midst of the Great Recession, she did not believe that anybody could be profitable in that economy.
Wow.
Was it any surprise that she was struggling with money?
Exactly.
uh,
Wow.
Beliefs, the third type, beliefs about sales and marketing.
Mm.
And this is a place where a lot of people have a lot of stuff, I mean,
Exactly.
I'm actually working with somebody right now, with some of my beliefs about
Sure.
sales
Absolutely.
come up.
Because
I'm like,
most of us have them.
yeah, yeah.
Unless you're in sales and marketing, and even some
Well,
of those
and,
people.
and
Yeah.
I've done marketing work for many years when I took my long hiatus from wealth coaching because I had lost everything and I was,
Right.
and I basically gave up for a time my life's work. Um, Again, from a pronoia standpoint, it was all perfect because I ended up becoming a financial and a marketing writer for one of the top financial advisors in the country. She's been Kim
Wonderful.
Butler.
Yeah.
She has been a top 100 Investopedia advisor 3 years in a row. And
Wow.
I've done her research. I have edited and helped write some of her books. So
Interesting. Yeah.
it gave me that opportunity of stepping away from coaching for a number of
Sure.
years. It gave me an opportunity to learn other things about money that I didn't
Exactly.
know. And I love marketing. Like, I adore marketing. I get nervous when it's sales, but I love marketing
Oh.
because I
And
actually
it,
think marketing is
yeah.
fun. It's like creating that possibility for somebody else.
Exactly. I love sales and marketing now that I do it
Cool.
a different way that isn't salesy.
Mm.
Yes. So what's the fourth one?
Oh,
Fourth belief.
fourth, beliefs about, I could divide them up into two, but it's the people in your business. So these might
Okay.
be your customers, for sure. It's your customers and your clients.
Okay.
Beliefs about what they'll buy or how much they'll spend, or it could be all kinds of beliefs about them. But then
Right.
also, if you've got a team, if you've got employees, it's also going to include your beliefs about those people.
Got
And
it.
can you trust them, and do they bring value, and so how you treat the people in your business, which comes from your beliefs about the people in your business, has a
Exactly.
tremendous impact on the results of your
Oh,
business.
of course. All of this does. All eight of these types of beliefs are so
Yeah.
important to recognize and do something with, get rid of them in whatever
Yes.
do that. Yes. Wow, I could go on, but in the interest of time, we need to move on a little bit.
Yes.
So I understand that you have a free gift for our audience. Can you tell us about that?
I do. I do. I've written a 22-page guide, kind of a mini ebook. It is called Breakthrough to Abundance: 4 Reasons Why You're Stressing Over Money and How to Break the Cycle Forever. And
Nice.
it includes my story of
Okay.
losing everything and what some of the things that I did. And it's not just about me, but it's really,
Right.
it's going to go through some of those pillars, and it's going to give some concrete steps that people can take, some
Okay.
shortcuts. You know, if you
Sure.
want to have a breakthrough in an area, here's some
Nice.
shortcuts that you can take to start turning your results around.
Wonderful. And for the audience, all you need to do is just click on the button below this video, and it'll take you right to Kate's free gift. Kate, thank you so much. I truly enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you, Terry. I'm
Yes.
so happy to be
Just,
part of this project, and I want to honor the work that you do. I know it's important. I know it is making a difference, and I know this summit as well is making a difference. So I honor you and wish you many blessings of abundance and a flow of new clients and higher prices. And I don't know what
thank
your
you.
aim is out of all of this, but whatever it is.
Part of it is meeting great people like you who I didn't know before. So
Oh,
I love that part of doing this. And for
it's
the
been
audience,
a pleasure.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to have you on. And for the audience, I want to thank you as well for being on the Rewrite Your Money Story series. Say that real fast. And this is our last interview in the series. And so please stay tuned. In early June, I'll be doing another series about rewriting your money story. So stay tuned to that, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.